Salutations everybody, this is Razor here giving you another thoughts and analysis perk setup here for Modern Warfare 3, and today we're going to be going over the perk Overkill. Now the reason I decided to do an entire video dedicated to Overkill is because I think this is a very interesting perk and how it's going to be utilized in Modern Warfare 3. Of course, Assassin did deserve its own video because it's going to be a widely talked about perk, but Overkill I find is very interesting. Overkill, of course, was in the first Modern Warfare COD 4, and not that many people used it because it had to compete with Stopping Power, Juggernaut, UAV Jammer, and whatever the explosive damage was. Those were all much better than Overkill because Stopping Power and Jug reigned supreme. UAV Jammer kept you off the radar, and with Frag times 3, that added explosive ordnance power was made all of the perks way more used than Overkill, so it was referred to a lot as Underkill because it was so outmatched by all the other perks. But we'll see how it matches up against all the others. It's also in the second perk tier slot, so it has to compete with Hardline, Assassin, Quick Draw, and Blast Shield, which are all very good perks in their own right. And so when I saw that, I thought Overkill is nowhere near as good as any of these four. Who is going to use this? And then I started thinking about some more. Overkill gives you the ability to carry two primary weapons. So you can have two assault rifles, two submachine guns, two shotguns, or any mix of those. And the Pro version allows your second primary to have two attachments. So like if you use the two attachment proficiency on your first one, you can have two weapons that are primary weapons with two attachments each if you wanted to. But if not, if you wanted to use like a different proficiency, you can just use the perk that you want to have two attachments. You can just use the gun that you want to have two attachments be your second primary weapon, and then you can use whatever proficiency you want on the first primary weapon. Now, when I keep thinking over this perk, because at first I thought no one's going to use it because all the guns kill so fast, and if you're using this, you're giving up, first of all, you're giving up a second tier perk. Second of all, you're giving up a secondary. So you're giving up the chance to use any of the pistols, any of the machine pistols, or the launchers. And in Modern Warfare 2, all the secondaries were very good, even the pistols. And the launchers, shot down air support, of course. And if you're using Overkill, you won't be able to utilize these. And plus, you're giving up the ability to have like Assassin, Quick Draw, Blast Shield, or Hardline, which are all very useful. And the more I thought about this, I thought, well, this could be fun. You can put on two LMGs with extended mags and then just spray 600 rounds, like you have a death machine or something. And I saw a couple comments that people like, oh yeah, this can be pretty cool perk to use. I think I could use like a submachine gun and an assault rifle, or a shotgun and an assault rifle. And then I got to thinking about this perk a lot more, and I started to get, honestly, a little worried. First of all, if you want to have fun with this perk, you're doing it all wrong. What you want to do is have two riot shields. Think about it. How badass would that be? You have a riot shield on your back and a riot shield in your front. You're like a giant turtle shell of impenetrable, very slow-moving force that you can only get shot from the side to get killed. So that might be very fun to do, and you can definitely count on me doing that if it's possible. But with shotguns being a primary, you're going to be seeing people using Overkill so that they can have a secondary shotgun. So that means, people with an assault rifle and then hiding in a corner with an AA-12, so switching over to their other weapon. And so that is a sign for a little bit of concern, and that you'll have more annoying little campers that will post up at a camping spot, shoot with their assault rifle, and then switch over the AA-12 or Spaz or Striker, but most likely in fully auto shotgun, because that's very effective in close quarters and it's very high rate of fire, and they're able to take you out as you're rushing up to kill them. So that might be cause for an annoyance, and people are going to utilize it and find great success with it. I personally have no qualms. I mean, we were quite used to having shotgun secondaries in Modern Warfare 2, so we're used to how that's played out. And so people are going to do what they're going to do. And some people can run 2 assault rifles or 2 submachine guns or a LMG and a riot shield or something. So that could be pretty useful. Just more fun than anything else because it's just so random and you can have so many different combinations of things. But if you can have 2 primary weapons, does that mean you can have 4 noob tubes to shoot off? Now think about that. Noob tubes were such a game-breaking problem on Warfare 2, and they were nerfed a little bit in Black Ops, but still highly annoying unless you had Flak Jacket on, which not many people would run as much as they will in Warfare 2 because it competed with Ghost. And over here, Blast Shield is a lot more effective because it's all has you immune to stun and flash with the Pro ability. So people are going to be using Blast Shield a lot more often. But are people going to be using Overkill just so they can have 4 noob tubes? I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about your typical Call of Duty player who's, a campy little bitch noob who uses noob tubes. Now, sure, they could use noob tube attachments on one primary and then have noob tube secondary, one of the launchers that are available, MG36 or the MK46 variety. But I never really had a problem with a thumper, and I don't have a problem with a China-like because it's a secondary, and the fact that you have to switch over to it, cock it and ready and fire. Because in the noob tube, all you have to do is hit that little left directional button, and boom, you instantly got your launcher out, and that's what made it so overpowered. People camping with FAMAS, they run out of bullets, switch their noob tube, and faster than you can do anything, and just wipe you out. And so this might be cause for concern if this is possible. I do not know if you can have noob tubes on both weapons. My guess is going to be that you can, because let's face it, this is Infinity Ward, and they love noob tubes, and they are very famous for overlooking obvious problems. So this could be a problem, not so much in that you can't use Blast Shield to counteract it, but as we all know, 2 or 3 noob tubes will be able to take you out even if you do have Blast Shield on. So this might be cause for concern, or it might not be possible and I'm just blowing smoke. But Overkill could be very interesting. You're going to see people using it just for fun, LMGs and riot shields, or 2 strikers or something crazy and random, and get fun gameplays out of it. Or you could see a lot of, you will see a lot of people running their assault rifle or submachine gun primary, and then running a shotgun secondary, just as an added protection for them when they're holding up one area for a large amount of time, and they have a close quarter weapon that can take out anyone rushing to kill them. So that could be a problem. But we're all used to this, and I really don't have a problem with it because they're giving up Assassin and Blast Shield in order to have this ability. So I really don't have a problem with that. They'll show up on my UAV, and I can stun them and throw my grenades, so I can take them out that way. So that's not too much cause for concern. But just a couple thoughts out there, just to throw at you guys. It's not going to be used, I think, a whole lot because it has to compete with Assassin, and people love their staying off the UAV. It has to be with Quick Draw, so the Quick Scopers are going to be using Quick Draw exclusively, so they won't be able to use Overkill to have, say, a shotgun to protect themselves at much close quarter engagements, and they won't have Blast Shield to protect them from Simtex or stun or flash grenades. So that's just really my thoughts on the perk. A lot of people are going to be using it to close the gap in close quarters engagements with, say, using a UMP or an AA-12 or SPAS-12 to have an advantage close range when that engagement gets to that point. You might be people using it instead of Scavenger because they don't want to give up sleight of hand, say, or blind eye, so they just run 2 primaries, so that way running out of ammunition on one weapon isn't that big of a deal for them, so they can just switch to the other one. And you're going to have some people out there possibly running 2 assault rifles with 2 noob tubes apiece, giving them 4, which is definitely overpowered. That should not be up for discussion. Yes, there's Flak Jacket, but still, 4 noob tubes, that would be overpowered, if it's possible. Once again, I don't know. No confirmation on this. Overkill perk was not very widely used at the Call of Duty XP event. So not a lot of people are talking about it, but it's more than anything, it's a very interesting perk. I don't think I'm going to be running it that often unless I'm just going for some quirky gameplay with weird primary weapons, because it has to, you know, compete with so many other good perk slots. So that's just my thoughts, guys. Be sure to give this a like rating if you're enjoying this little thoughts and analysis series. I will keep them coming, and leave your comments below about the Overkill perk or any of the other perks you want me to cover, and I will see you guys later.